Hi, everybody. In this video, I would like to talk about Linda Nochlin's article, Why Are There No Great Women Artists? Sharing the screen. So, Linda Nochlin, she's an American art historian, university professor, writer, considered a leader in feminist art history studies. She's best known for the article that this is an excerpt of. Okay, so the question itself, why are there no great women articles? In Nochlin's opinion, itself falsifies the issue. One assumption is that people make when they hear this question is that it's proof that women cannot create anything significant. So as soon as you ask why have there been no great women artists, it seems to imply that women are unable to create anything significant to be great artists. Another assumption that's sometimes made is a kind of open-minded wonderment that women, even after so many years of near equality, have still not achieved anything of major significance in the arts. The feminists' first reaction to this question is to dig up examples of insufficiently appreciated women artists throughout history. But perhaps there's a different kind of greatness for women's art. This is another possibility that's tried. Maybe a distinctive and recognizable feminine style coming from the unique character of women's situation and experience. So that seems reasonable enough. Women's situation and experience in society has long been different from men's, but this actually has not occurred. That's the problem. No common qualities seem to link all women artists. Women artists in every case would seem to be closer to other artists of their own period than to each other. Another possibility, maybe women artists are more inward-looking, delicate, and nuanced. But she asks, is Fragonard, that is a male French artist, is Fragonard more or less feminine than Elisabeth Vigée-Lebrun? And who is more subtle than Redon, as in a man? Fragonard, Redon, considered to be very sensitive, inward-looking, nuanced, at least if you look at their paintings. So the problem is with a misconception of what art is, not in trying to answer these questions in the way that people often do. The fact is that there have been no great women artists, in Nochlin's opinion. No equivalents for Michelangelo, Rembrandt, Delacroix, Cézanne, Picasso or Matisse or de Kooning or Warhol in more recent times. There's actually been no Black American equivalents either. So beneath the question lies naive, distorted, uncritical assumptions about the making of art in general. Underlying the question is the myth of the great artist, the mysterious call in early youth, whose only teacher is nature itself. The boy wonder as a lowly shepherd boy, maybe scribbling beautiful realistic pictures on rocks of sheep or something like that. The tenor of these tales is misleading though. What is stressed is the miraculous, asocial nature of artistic achievement. When many of the great artists had fathers or close relatives engaged in art, and they tended to come from the lower classes. The demands and expectations placed on both aristocrats and women simply made total devotion to professional art production out of the question. Abilities and intelligence of artists and anyone else is built up minutely, step by step, from infancy onward. Art is not a free autonomous activity of a super-endowed individual. Rather, art making occurs in a social structure, a social situation, and is mediated and determined by specific and definable social institutions. So for instance, women were not allowed to take art, that is to go to school for art, to be educated in at least the best art institutions with the best teachers. So you have the fact that most great artists, according to Nochlin, most great artists had artist fathers. They were brought up in a social context in which it was accepted that men could be artists and women not really. And then the actual access to the institutions of higher learning for art, or even lower learning, like from a young age in making art, not available to women. That's the problem. She thinks it's wrong to think that the problem lies with not having enough fanfare for the great women artists that were really there. It hasn't been in people favoring certain masculinity in their art or something like that. The problem seems to be located in the social sexism, so to speak, of the practices of a society. It's not necessarily intentional by the society, but just the way the society is set up. And it's, in this case, art institutions, like in many other institutions, women are not welcomed in and given the kind of training they would need to become great artists. I hope that this article has been helpful to you. And as a little bonus, here's a picture of a cat and a deer. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.